Hey everybody, welcome back to Super Tech Services. This is Brian here again with another video. We're going to take a detour of our normal copier videos, and today I'm going to show you guys how to clean an ASIC miner. Now, this ASIC miner is an Ethereum miner. It pretty much mines Ethereum. These things are about 3,000 bucks. They're very hard to find. I only have one of them, but this thing has mined me about 10 Ethereum, and when it blew up, that was pretty cool. And I spent most of that money on NFTs. Anyways, that's another story. Now, I've had this for a while, and it's gotten really dirty on the inside, so I was a little bit concerned that, hey, maybe this thing might get too much dust in it and overheat. Could be something that's probably not that big of a deal, but I just wanted to turn it off and clean it out. I'm going to take the dust filters, clean those, wash those with soap and water. The fans, I want to clean those and pull off this back cover and actually clean this too. So just be careful if you're going to do this. This could void your warranty from Silicon, and don't blame me if it does, because it probably will. And I'll put the link in the description to the fan filters that I use, and if you need to purchase another fan, this is one of the ones that I got that will actually work. And these are special fans. You have to buy the fans that are made for this miner. So that said, let's get this bad boy opened up and let's get our clean on. Stay tuned, guys. Okay, so before we open up anything new that you've never done before, always take pictures of where everything goes, just in case you don't know where a screw goes. This one doesn't really have many things. It shouldn't be too big of a deal anyways, but I just like to take pictures just in case. Like I said, you just never know what you might need a reference to. Alright, so with that said, let's just go ahead and start with these front fan filters here. Now I'm using an electric screwdriver because I have experience with this. Make sure that you don't over torque down some of these screws. You can always just use a regular screwdriver if you need to. Alright, so let's get started with the screws. Okay, so that should allow the fans. I mean, there's a lot of freaking dust in there. So let's get these screws off, and then you can put the fan over to the side. And remember the orientation of the fan. That's another thing. This side is going to go face in. Then we'll get the bottom. Same thing, screws out. Okay. And like I said, remember that these go in. You could take a picture of that. That way you will remember. And look how dirty that is on the inside. Let's see if I can zoom in a little bit so you guys can see it. I mean, this is... it's filthy. This has been running for quite a while, and that is a whole lot of dust. I'm going to see if I can even slide these cards out. I may be able to just slide those out and blow them out, but if not, this air gun I have, which is about $75, this should be able to blow out a bunch of dust. So alright, let's get the back cover off as well, and I'm actually going to disconnect the top fan. Okay, those are the two fan connectors. You should just press in and lift up. Okay, there we go. Oh, these actually just press straight up. Straight up. Don't worry. Alright, next thing we're going to get the back cover off. Alright, same thing. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 screws. It looks like these are regular screws. Just be careful putting these back. You don't want to over tighten them. Perfect. Look at that. Dirty, dirty, dirty. Okay, then we'll take a look on the inside of there as well. Just as filthy as the other side. So at least everything matches. Okay. So I just wanted to see if these things come loose just by... Yes, they do. Just like I thought. That was a freestyle there. And I bet you these cards slide out just like so. And they do. Alright, so let's go ahead and disconnect the top. Another picture just in case. So just disconnect the top here. 1, 2, and 3. And you can even mark those 1, 2, 3 so you can know, and make sure when we slide these cards out you can mark those as well. So let me move this stuff over to the side. Zoom this out so you'll be able to see. We're just going to mark 1, 2, and 3, just so I put them back. I don't think they matter, but just so they're back in the same. And then 1, 2, I'll put 2 marks, and 3, 1, 2, 3, just so I know where they go in on what side. And this side's going to be a circle and an X, so I know what side I started with. Okay, let's get these slid out. Make sure you ground yourself, or you don't want any static. Alright, so there's board 1. We'll do 2. And 3. Alright. Okay, that's all 3 of them out. You can take a look there. Not too bad, not too bad. Actually not crazy dirty. Inside of the case. As you can see there, everything's pretty dirty. And now let's get ready to clean. Okay, so the first thing I went ahead and did is just put some soap and water in a bucket. I'm just going to take these fan filters and dump them in there. These are fine. It's okay to go in there. And we'll take that little piece as well. And we'll throw this little grid piece in there. I'm just going to let that soak for just a little bit. And I'll just rotate this in and out. I basically just want to get those nice and soaking wet so the dust can get out. And we can move that off to the side. We'll come back to that later. And the next thing we're going to do, we'll put those fans to the side, is we're going to start blowing out the frame here, and then we'll clean it up really nice with just a rag. Same thing. You could use water if you want. Now, one other thing I could have done is just to remove the controller here. Probably should be something that I do. Let's just go ahead and do that actually. Why not? Since everything is... We'll make a note of that here, that this is where it is. Alright, so let's just pull this off. Might as well have everything bare framed. And then we'll be able to, just in case any water gets on it or anything, there won't be any electric components on the inside. Alright, so there we go. Just get everything off. Keep your screws over to the side. Alright, now let's start blowing. Okay, now that we've got all of our components out, let's just get them blown out. Okay, now that that's done, you probably should use a dust mask. I just blew up all kinds of dust all over myself. So let's move that over there. Let's move that here. And now we're gonna go and just get the underneath side of each of these. So just kind of lift up. Okay, so we got, excuse me, ooh, it's a lot of dust. All right, so we got pretty much everything that we can get with dust. Now what we're gonna do is grab the case, get a rag with the soap and water. We're just gonna wash the outside of the case here, and then maybe we'll get some alcohol and Q-tips and just get some of this cleaned up with a nice blue rag, something anti-static, and we'll get a little alcohol just to clean the edges up out of here. So let me just move these over to the side. Just like so. And same thing with the fans. We'll get some alcohol and get the dust cleaned off there. All right, now let's go get that soap and water. All right, now I got the bucket of soap and water. Keep the water away from the little boards there. Make sure nothing goes splashing over there. To be safe, I should even have them on a completely different table. But I'm a little wild. I'm a wild boy. All right, so we're just gonna clean, just like so, outside and inside. This ASIC is getting an ASIC bath, the likes of which it's never seen. You probably could take a water hose and just spray the inside of this as well. I don't have one where I'm at, but it's just looks like an aluminum frame, so then you can just clean it. It would dry off perfectly fine. There's 4 more screws on the top here that you can actually just remove this plate and pull that plate off if you wanted to clean it that way, but this should be fine. This should be enough. Get the bottom as well. That looks pretty darn good. I can say Mr. Rocky is happy. Alright. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and just let this dry a little. It's not that wet, but just getting the corners of the crevices. It looks like there's definitely a little bit more dust at the bottom now that I'm looking at it. And that's where the ASIC kind of slides in, so you definitely want to get that clean. You can even put some Q-tips on there just to get the rails. Alright, I'm pretty happy with that. Let's move on to the grid pieces that we had on the inside of here. Okay, so what I did was went ahead and just put these in some water with some soap and water. And just kind of get these clean like so. And you can put new ones on, just these ones are still fine. And then we'll blow those out when we're done. Whenever I clean these, I do notice a noticeable difference in the fan speed. And same thing with the grid. Let's just clean that real nice. Like so. Just get those washed off. Make sure all the soap out of here. We're going to make sure, we want to make sure these are fully dry, no soap on them. And the little two bracket pieces as well. Clean those. Perfect. All right, now we're going to blow these out and let them dry. Okay, now that we got everything out, we're just going to blow these dry. Both sides. Everything nice and dry. We'll hit the frame one more time. Perfect. All right, now that we've got everything nice and dry, the last thing we're going to do is get the fans going, clean the fans, and then we'll be ready to reinstall everything back. Okay, so for the fans and the edges of the board, I just have some contact cleaner for electrical parts. You could use alcohol as well. I have both. And just make sure that the rag is like a rag that does not leave any dust behind. So we're just going to take these, pour a little alcohol on them, something that evaporates fast, and try to just get these clean. Just get the propellers, try to get the dust off them, at least on one side. So pretty easy, get the dust off. This dust starts to accumulate. You can probably slow the fan speed down. Try not to get any type of liquid on the inside core there. Could cause issues. So you don't have to clean it in detail, but just get the, look how much of that there is. So just take the alcohol and get the propellers. Just like so. See if you can get any residue dust. Like I said, any dust on there is going to cause a little bit of resistance, and it might slow the fan speed down a little bit. So we're trying to help it as much as possible. And if one of these fans ever goes out, you can, I'll put the link in the description. You can go ahead and just order a new one, but I'm going to ride these bad boys until they die. So if that means I got to clean them every once in a while, that's fine, because some of these parts are not easy to get. Okay, so and we're going to blow these one more time, and you can see, look at all that dust. And then we blow them one more time. We are almost done, I promise. The fans are done. Let's get those off to the side. And we're just going to get some of our electric contact cleaner. I'm going to spray some of that on there. You could use alcohol as well on these boards. Just be very, very careful. This is where the money is. Now, on some of the edges of these boards, this one's not too bad on this one. You can see it just got a little bit of dust on there, so I'm just trying to clean the edges up a little bit. Take a toothpick. If you wanted to, you can unscrew these. I'm not going to do that today to really get up under there, but that one's actually not bad at all. And the back's not too bad. Just make sure, just the edges only. Just dabble and get some of this stuff off there. When you're done with one, blow the back off of it really cool. Alright, so I'm just going to repeat this on each one. Some are more dirty than the others. And then I'll be right back once I'm all done, and then we'll go ahead and just reinstall. forgot one more thing, and that's just the controller here. It's a little bit dirty as well. So let's just take that blade. And you can wipe down the aluminum as well if you'd like. Okay, all right, now we're gonna start the reassembly. We'll start getting everything put right back in place. All right, let's start by getting this little spacer piece inside. Just kind of match them up and you can see where they go. Just kind of slide that right in the middle. Once again, let's do it again. And we won't drop it. Slide that all the way to the back like so. And then we're going to take 1, 2, and 3 just like we did before. And let me just find my markings. So that looks like 2. That's 3. Actually, let's just start with 3 since we're down here. And just align it at the bottom and at the top. And slide it right in place. Make sure it fits all the way into its groove on this side and the back side. And it looks good. And once again, 3 dots, so we know that's number 2. I'm sorry, number 3. And this one has 2 markings I put on it, so this one should be number 2. I'll go right in the middle. And just be careful, if you get it wrong, it's okay. All the way in, both sides. This obviously has to be number 1. Marking looks good. And you can probably rotate these, but why even do that? Okay. All right, all 3 are in like so. Looks good. So we'll just take this one now, match them up. Make sure, yeah, this should be the way. Make sure you just get those in like so. Alright. So that's there as like a spacer to keep everything in. Perfect. Alright, now we can go ahead and let's get the grid and the covers on, and then we'll throw the controller. Alright, now let's go ahead and put the cover on. Just put it up there, make sure all the screw holes fit as they should. Alright, this looks good. Alright, I'm using a screwdriver. If you use electric screwdriver, just bring the torque down. Put the torque settings down a little bit so you don't strip anything. And when you put these in, do not fully tighten them yet. Let's just get the first 2 top ones in, and then we'll tighten everything down once all the screws are in place. And if you have a magnetized tip, that would help. Let's just get a regular one here, just to get it in place. There we go. Come on. Screw in. Sorry, I got this camera. It's kind of... There we go. Perfect. Alright, now these other ones should go in a little easier. And then the bottom 2. And last one. Alright, now with the last one, we can go ahead and tighten down. Here we go. Just go diagonally. Boom. Like so. Looking good, looking good. Next up, the controller. Just throw that right on top. 2 screws, the long ones. There's only 2 long ones. It's going to go right in there. Alright. Sure it's nice and straight. Same thing. Don't tighten until the second one is in. Alright, second one's in. I'm going to tighten down. Sweet, sweet, sweet. All right, now we can flip this around and you can see, actually, let's keep it this way so we know the right direction there. All right, let's get you a little closer. All right, so we marked these 1, 2, and 3. You can kind of tell by the direction, like you can already know where they go. All right, so there's 1, 2, and 3. Actually, this one looks more like 2. And you look more like 3. Perfect. Okay, that's it. Once again, I don't think that the orientation matters on these at all, but I want to keep everything the same way that I left it. I just don't want no problems, you know what I mean? Okay, we're done here. Let's just get the fans on and we'll power the thing up and make sure everything works. Stick a fan cover right through here. Like so. Just kind of hand tighten. You can just do that on all 4 sides. Okay, all 4 in, and we'll do the next one. Okay, once all the screws are in pretty nicely, then just go ahead and screw them down. Everything is nice and tight. We're in pretty good. All right, so last thing is, let's get these wires here put in right into the fan section. One and 2. Okay, so we're in. Very nice there. Now, just make sure you check everything before you put everything back in place. So let's just make sure everything is nice and buckled down and tight. Okay. Screws are in, nice and tight. Okay, all right, now let's go place it back and see if it works. All right, let's get everything back in place. Okay, so we're just blowing out the power supply, the last thing. Okay, now let's get this set aside. Very careful with the wires here. Okay, Ethernet cable back in. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 cables in, and the last one is 10. Okay, 10 cables in. Ethernet cable is in. Now we'll go ahead, power on, make sure everything boots up fine, and then we'll go over to our computer and make sure that the damn thing still works and we didn't break it. A moment of truth. 1, 2, 3. Sounds good. I like it. No error codes. Not that I would know. Let's come down a little bit. Here it's booting up fine. Lights coming on. I like it. We got a green light on the Ethernet port. Everything sounds really good. Alright, let's go over to the computer screen and see if we have life. Alright, here we're logged in. This has been going it's been on for about an hour and 20 minutes. It's still auto tuning here, but you can see 1 hour and 20 minutes, 93.8 acceptance rate, fan speeds at 100 and 448 I think it's mega hash per second, I'm not sure. Alright, so we see all three of our boards are working. That's a good sign. We got temperatures there. Temperatures are staying adequate. That is perfect. Let's just check settings, make sure everything's still good. Pull settings, network looks good. Performance, still tuning, but everything, I like it. I like it. No error codes, like I said, and everything's working. Let's switch to our amp pool. And real-time hash rate is going up there, 415, and like I said, it's still tuning. Should go between 400 and 500 is about where I normally get. And everything is looking good, you guys. I'm sorry the video took so long, but I wanted to show you guys a detailed way of cleaning this. This is also my first time cleaning it, so now I know myself on how to clean an ASIC miner, and I hope you guys do too. Please like, comment, subscribe. I really appreciate you guys watching our videos. You guys know what to do. We'll see you on the next one. Appreciate it. Have a great day, you guys. See you on the next video.